Welcome to the Progressive Action TV show. Now we're going to try this again. I don't know why the server keep quitting on me, but it keeps quitting, and I keep trying it again. But if it quit this time, there's always tomorrow. But no, I'm gonna get straight into it this time. Let me share out the video myself though. This time we're going to get straight into it. We go get back to the other stuff a little later. If you watching, please share this video out again. I apologize for what has been going on, but there's things that I cannot control. And that's just the way it works when you're dealing with these computers and programs and things of that nature. So this time we're going to get straight into it. So earlier this week, I posted this picture. Now this picture is of a person, I don't know if it's a male or female, laying on the subway chairs with a sheet over them and with an electric bike. Now, I do find it kind of peculiar that a homeless individual will have an electric bike, because where are they charging up this bike? Even though I see people charging up stuff in the subways, it's pretty peculiar to have a bike, an electric bike in the subway and be homeless. But I posted this picture on Twitter. And matter of fact, let me put the Twitter up for you guys. Put the Twitter on the screen. If you're not following our Twitter, it's live on our Twitter. Our Twitter is called Progressive Act, ACT. But I posted this picture on Twitter, and I said, are the NYPD police really riding these trains, or at the turnstiles policing poverty? Because it boggles my mind how all these crimes could go down on a train and platform. You got robberies. You have assaults on riders and workers. You have even rapes. And the homeless, they try to make the homeless the scapegoat of these things. But to be honest with you, everyone assaults us. I'm talking about people in suits, school kids, even police officers have assaulted transit workers in the past. So it's a melting pot of the people who commit crimes against us. But I put this picture online, and the TA responded by saying, "Hello there, which train line is this on?" And I responded, "All these superintendents, TSS, and safety unit employees you got out here looking to bang in the rank and file, tell them to go find out what train this is on and do some real work instead of trying to discipline the people who make this city work." Now, am I wrong or am I right? See, this is what I don't get. You got a whole bunch of superintendents, and not all the superintendents, but you got the majority of the superintendents. They hide out in their offices. The only time you interact with these superintendents is if it's related to some kind of discipline. It's never really nothing positive. And to me, they just stand in their office. They don't survey their lines. They don't do anything. Like, I don't know what the deputy superintendent does different from the line superintendent, and the line superintendent does different from the general, and things of that nature. They all seem like they do the same job. They trip over each other work. I would think that the line superintendent will ride the line to see what's going on, make sure the CCTVs are working, make sure there's no unsafe conditions, possibly ride with a train operator, a one round trip at least a week to make sure that things on the track is looking okay, and things of that nature. But they don't do anything but facilitate discipline on employees, and it's sickening. So I basically told the TA, don't ask me anything. Ask your supervisors what's going on out here and find the homeless that I just reported in. It's crazy with the TA, man. I'm telling you. Now, matter of fact, let me Now let me bring it back. For all those who want to donate to the platform, you could donate via Cash App. The Cash App is on the screen. You could donate via PayPal. The PayPal is Progressive Action 100. And you could also donate via Patreon, which is like a subscription, a $25 a month donation. Once you sign up, the $25 continues to come out. You don't have to be like, oh, did I donate this month? It would automatically come out. A few people use that. And however which way you want to donate to the platform, donate to the platform. As long as you donating, I don't mind. Tomorrow, we are having our Black History Month celebration at 150 Malcolm X Boulevard between Gates and Monroe. That's in Brooklyn, New York. The time is from 11 to 3 p.m. There will be a DJ there. Actually, I will be DJing there. There will be food. We will be talking with the seniors. We will be hearing some of their stories. We will be dancing with them. We will be having fun with them. If you can come out to that, it's not too late, even though it's tomorrow. If you could come out to that, that would be great. Let me put that on the screen. I ain't put it on the screen, but this is what I was talking about. Later on that day, we have the Union Black History Month celebration, and they will have speakers there. They will have Robert Carnegie and Jemani Williams at the Black History Month celebration. Now, what I find funny about this whole entire thing is that Utano did not support Jemani for public advocate. And I don't know what his reasoning is for not supporting Jemani. Maybe he felt that Jemani is too radical or whatever the case is, but he didn't support Jemani for public advocate. But ironically, Jemani will be a speaker at our Black History Month celebration. Oh, and in fact, I will be there this year at the Black History Month celebration. I will definitely be there. And furthermore, the MTA have these little groups. A group I'm a part of is called BEGIN. It stands for Black Employees Group for Inclusion and Networking. I have went to a few of their events. Very informative. You get to network with your fellow co-workers. Different titles. We have group station managers inside this organization. You have people that work in 130, 180 Livingston, 2 Broadway. Earlier this month, I posted a video of an event they had with Angela Yee at 2 Broadway. It was very nice. If you could get involved with these different social groups, is good. They have one for Asians. They have a pride group if you want to get involved with that, if that's your thing. But they have different groups. They got about 8 different groups. I don't know them all. Maybe next show I will look into the names of the other groups, and you get in where you fit in, like they say, right? Now, some MTA news. A couple important things have happened, especially today. But over the past 3 days, there has been some important news. And one of the things I would like to touch on is the news of the interim president who will be taking Andy Byford's spot. Now, the MTA appointed Sarah Feinberg as the interim president for New York City Transit. Now, I have nothing personal against Sarah. In fact, I criticized her maybe, I would say a year ago, somewhere around there. And because I don't believe that she understands what is really going on here. But I wanted to bring up something because I see that the MTA is trying to push an agenda that they want us to believe out there regarding Ms. Feinberg. And if you look at the second paragraph, first sentence, it says Sarah brings a wealth of experience to the position, having previously served in a number of high-ranking leadership posts under President Obama. Now, the average person that hear that would be like, wow, she served under Obama. She must be good. XYZ, XYZ, XYZ. Now, the issue I have with that is it doesn't tell the complete story. And I don't want to get personal, but at the end of the day, facts are facts. And I like to deal with facts because the MTA, they love to throw that, she worked under the Obama administration. And I'm quite sure it was a good thing. But one thing I want to touch on is that Sarah, husband, her ex-husband, Dan Byford, was also part of the Obama administration. In fact, he was a part of the Obama administration before she was even thinking about getting into that area. He was. And actually, let me put that on the screen. It says, if you look at the last sentence, Feinberg was formerly married to Dan Byford, a key White House advisor whose service to the president dates back to Obama's days as senator from Illinois. Now, I seen people saying some bad things about her, and I'm not gonna repeat them. And because it's just asinine, to be honest. But one thing I want to touch on is the nepotism. I believe that, I'm not saying that she's not qualified for the position. And actually, there was an article saying that she wasn't qualified to do what she do. But I'm not going to get into that. But the MTA shouldn't say that, she worked for Obama without mentioning that her ex-husband worked there before her. And I believe that he had some influence in helping get her that position. Without a doubt. That's nepotism. I don't want to hear anything else. Nepotism, cronyism. And when you practice that and you cut from that cloth right there, you actually messing up other potential people who are actually qualified to do those jobs. You're just not giving them opportunity because of who it was her husband. Her husband, I believe, got her that job, and it is what it is. And this is the picture that I criticize Ms. Feinberg about. She was doing some safety work with the FRA, I believe, or something like that, working for the government before she came here. And she should know better. She has on an MTA vest. She brought her baby to work with her that day. And if you look closely, the baby is up under the MTA vest and she's doing platform work. Now, they tried to spin it. The MTA spin doctors tried to spin it and say, hey, she wasn't working. Yes, she was working. She had on an MTA vest. She was working. She was giving directives. In fact, a supervisor had alerted me and say, hey, this lady from the MTA board or whatever is over here trying to tell us what to do, and she don't know what she's talking about. And I said, oh, really? Get me a picture of her, and we'll talk about it on the show. This is well before they appointed her MTA president, whatever the case is. And I really took offense to this picture because, as we know, this job does nothing for women with kids, does nothing for pregnant women, does nothing for women, period. I mean, the facilities for women are poor. There's still departments where women don't have bathrooms. So the MTA do not care about women on this job. And I believe that she sent the wrong message by coming to work in a leadership position. Remember, they said that she's a leader in the leadership position, bringing her child to work when that type of opportunity isn't afforded to everyone. Now, being that she's the interim president, I am going to support her. I'm going to give her a chance. I don't think that it would be fair of me not to give her a chance. But I'm not going to give her too many chances. She worked for the Obama administration. She worked in leadership positions. She did all of this. She should know better. And she would not get too many chances over here. But we're going to see what she's going to do. I'm going to be optimistic. I hope that she does the right thing. If she doesn't, then I will talk about it. And it'd be as simple as that. And it has absolutely nothing to do with her being a woman. It has everything to do with, is she capable of doing the job of New York City transit president, even on an interim basis. These times now are more dire. It's a lot of things going on. We need true leadership, real leadership. Is she able to provide that? Is she able to carry that torch? Because Byford shoes are some big shoes to fulfill, and it will be unfair for her to try to fulfill those shoes. She should try to navigate her own course. But let's see what happens. We go give her a chance. At least I'm gonna give her a chance. Now, to be honest with you, I was in a bad mood today. I mean, today was kind of crazy. On my way to the MTA board meeting, I'm going into the subway station on the Brighton line. Customers coming up out the subway station saying power is off. And I'm running late to the MTA board meeting. So I had to get a lift, go to DeKalb Avenue, catch the R train. And when I get to matter of fact, I got on at Atlantic Avenue. When I get to Atlantic Avenue, they sending the queues over the D line, and they were sending nothing through Lower Manhattan. Like, it was like 13, 15 minutes for the next R train to go through Manhattan. And even when the end came, you would think that they would send the end through Lower Manhattan, Whitehall, Cortlandt, Rector. They sent that over the bridge too, which was very stupid. I didn't get that. And my day was just starting crazy. And I was very upset at a story that had dropped today regarding the MTA denying train operator the paternity leave, all because his baby was born stillborn. They would not honor the paternity leave. But I was at the MTA board meeting, and this is what I said.
The next speaker is Tramel Thomson, who will be followed by Joe Rappaport.
As a result of no light duty positions for pregnant women, they are forced to take sick time before they are able to give birth. I know you guys would want them to work until their 9th month of pregnancy, but they just can't. And then after they give birth, we only allow 2 weeks of paternity time, even though a woman heals in 6 weeks for natural birth and 8 weeks for cesarean C-section. As a result of women using their sick time for this, they are denied promotions. So giving birth here is a detriment to your career, because the MTA look at sick time more than operational incidences and things of that nature. Now, this is what I don't like. You guys modernize the signals. You guys modernize the buses, put Wi-Fi charges on the buses. You guys even modernize the barricades here. But when it comes to women issues, you guys refuse to leave out of the civil rights era, refuse to leave out of the women's suffrage era, refuse to make a change here. And it's only 19% women in New York City Transit, and 13% of them look like me. 3% of them is Hispanic. That's 16% people of color out of 19%. And it explains why you guys treat us the way that you guys treat us. And then to read in the Daily News today that you guys denied a train operator leave because his wife gave birth to a stillborn baby. You guys only gave him bereavement. The contract says birth of a baby. It doesn't say if the baby have to be alive or dead. And unfortunately, his baby was dead. And you guys talking about you guys got compassion? What compassion you got for us? And I was listening to all these other minority businesses come here and praise you guys. It's obvious that y'all treat them better than y'all treat your own workers who make the system run every single day.
The next speaker.
Man, I was very upset, man. I was very, very, very upset today behind that. And when I read that story in the Daily News, it messed up my train of thought. It threw me for a loop, because it reminded me who we really work for. It really reminded me on who we really work for. Now, this is the story that came out in the Daily News. And as you can see, it says MTA denies New York City subway operator family leave after his wife gave birth to stillborn child. This story bothered me so much. I was really disturbed by the story because the MTA do not care about us in any form or fashion. And I know what it would take for them to respect us. But how are we going to get there? I know how we're going to get there. But are the members ready? Are you guys ready to get to where we need to go? You know, I was looking online, and I'm not gonna speak for him too much because I don't know what what they're thinking or whatever the case is. But as far as with me, what I seen in a situation like this, condolences, prayers, and all of that stuff is cool. It is. It's good and make people, feel like they love, support people, care. But when you're talking about a labor union, the true support we should give our brothers and sisters is standing side by side with them. Injury to one is an injury to all. Fighting the TA tooth to nail on this. That's the kind of support we should be giving our brother and his wife. It's easy to give condolences. It's easy to say that you're going to pray. And let's be real. A lot of people say, I'm going to pray for you. They don't even pray for their damn selves or family members. They probably don't even know how to pray. Let's be real. Oh, I'm going to pray. You probably ain't prayed since you were 7 years old. And that's not for everybody, but I guarantee you that's the majority of the people. Forget the prayers. Forget the condolences. At what point does it take, or what would it take for you to stand side by side with your brother? We should have been at that MTA board meeting, livid, upset, making noise. Like, I really don't get. I can't fathom what are we doing here? What's really going on? Like, everybody will want the support and have people stand next to them. Forget the condolences. That's not going to change anything. Forget the prayers. That's not going to change anything because you got people praying, I hope your situation get better. Well, I'm over here really praying, I hope you guys get some courage and some heart to start standing up for what's right around here. That's what my prayers is. We need action. This is getting totally out of control. And I don't understand how why isn't this bothering anyone? Am I fighting for people who just don't give a damn whether they float or sink? Is that what I'm doing? I mean, this was the perfect opportunity for us to come together and stand up and fight for our brother. It don't get no more sad and disrespectful than what the TA did today. And don't get it twisted or confused. The union is responsible also. Where's they fight? Like, man, tables and chairs would have been upside down in that building. Like, it would have been crazy. I would have walked into an office and they would have told me no. It would have been totally insane in there. I could promise you that. it would have been upside down in there. Running to the media, that's cool. But what if the media wouldn't have took the story? What if they would have said, you know what? Well, we don't think this story is important. Then what the union would have did? What they would have told him, we tried everything. You ain't try everything. You ain't try everything. There was not one union rep at that MTA board meeting to speak on this issue because nobody knew what Pat Foy was going to do. He told them no the whole time. I mean, he probably wasn't even aware of it specifically, but why they wasn't at the board meeting? Why they wasn't making noise? When you at that board meeting, you testifying. That goes on the record. That's official business right there. It's official business. Where were they? Where were they? I mean, the only thing I want us to start standing up and really fighting. I want us to start really fighting. Like, I don't get it. It's like almost every man for themselves here. You guys don't have no idea how much that story bothered me. I mean, I was angry. I was upset. Like, come on, man. Like, could you imagine how he feel? Could you imagine, like, and he's a good guy. I worked with him a couple of times. Could you imagine you looking forward to this birth and then the unexpected happens? And now you dealing with that. Then you got to deal with your job saying, we only giving you 3 days. Get over it. Get back on the train and make this service move. This is all created. Don't get it twisted. This is all created because the union is helping the MTA improve employee availability. This is why this is happening. The union is helping the MTA improve employee availability. So they like, hey, if your union don't care, why should we? And that's another big misconception because the MTA feel like since we got a union, if the union don't fight for us, then that's on our union. Then you just don't get anything. You got a union. If your union don't fight, you just don't get anything. They don't treat us like we're colleagues. They don't treat us like we co-workers. They treat us like oppositional forces. They don't see us as us working together. They see us, management, and you guys are union. We don't get along. We everything, whatever you want, you're gonna have to fight for, no matter how morally wrong it is for us. If you didn't fight for it, we're not giving it to you. And if you listen to that MTA board meeting, at the end of it, Pat Foy was like, we signed a special stipulation. I have issues with a special stipulation. Like, this is a one-time thing. Like, I don't get it. They still being disrespectful. Still being disrespectful. Now, the good thing is that at the MTA board meeting, someone from Al Sharpton camp was there. I'm figuring that's Sharpton right-hand man. He does the speeches for Sharpton. And he came to the MTA board to deliver a message to the MTA board from Al Sharpton. And we spoke during the board meeting, and I was telling him some of the issues, and he couldn't believe it. He couldn't believe some of the stuff that we going on. He said, look, we need to connect. We have a whole bunch of lawyers. We want you to come speak to the lawyers, and we're going to start sifting through some of the fight here to see what's really going on. And I think that's an excellent thing. I'm definitely going to call him. I show him the platform. He know what we're about. I'm gonna interview him on the show sooner or later. Maybe the next show I speak with him. I will arrange that. But man, like, we got to start showing up and showing out. We shouldn't only fight during contract time or when our contract expire. That shouldn't be the only time we fight. This fight should be happening 24/7 for the simple fact the MTA never take a day off disciplining us. The MTA never take a day off giving you days in the street. The MTA never take a day off making you go pee in the cup because someone jumped in front of your train. The MTA never take a day off with you get accidentally hurt on a job and the first thing they think is that you drunk or high, go pee in this cup. They never take a day off. So why should we take days off? Why does this union administration take days off in the fight? There should be a continuous fight going on. If you're attacking us, then we're going to be attacking you back. The MTA attack us 24/7, 365. And you want to know why morale is down? It's because we have no one on the front line fighting for us the way they supposed to. A lot of this stuff shouldn't even make it to the media. The media should be handled by people like us because we don't have the power to go into a labor relations vice president office or the president of New York City Transit office or go speak to Pat Foy or go speak to any one of these vice presidents or people in New York City Transit. We don't have that power. So then that's why we, as far as when I say we, Progressive Action, we go to the media and we handle it that way because we don't have that access like the union reps got. Now, if the TA wanted to have a dialogue with me as an employee and like, why do we have to go through the union for regular stuff? I'm not negotiating nothing. I'm not trying to bargain anything with you. I'm not trying to do nothing. So since they set up that narrative, oh, we gotta, as long as politically right through the union, fine, you could do that. You want to know what? I'm just gonna go to the media. I'm gonna use my media. I'm gonna use the news media. I'm gonna use everything to go around that until you guys understand. You got to have a narrative with your regular workers outside of the union. It's very important that you do that. It's very important, and they just don't want to do it. They just don't want to do it. But that's cool because when Byford was here, one thing I like about Byford is that he kept an open door for me. No matter how much I bashed the TA or whatever, he always responded to my emails in a timely fashion. If he didn't have the answer, he pointed me in the correct direction. And Byford actually stopped me from going to the media and talking about certain things. And he didn't physically stop me, but he stopped me from the point of why should I go to the media when I could just reach out to the president and he's going to respond and we'll take it from there. So he always had that, we had that relationship, and that's how it should be. But we're going to see if that relationship continues. If it don't continue, then everything is going through the media. Everything is going on my social media. It's just going to get crazy. There's not going to be no bargaining. There's not going to be, and to be fair, when I do email the other bosses, the vice presidents, or whatever the case is, they respond back. It's not like they ignore me or anything like that. But all this, we gotta go through the union and come on. I'm not. If that's the way y'all decide to do it, that's cool. I'm not bargaining nothing. I'm not trying to negotiate no deals. If I have an issue, I should be able to go to the manager of my department or whatever the case is and have him rectify it without reaching out to the union. That's just how it should go. I don't understand what the big problem is, but it is what it is. I would just go to the media with everything if we can't have a relationship. That's just how it's going to work, But I was very upset today. At the MTA board meeting, Jason Norris was with me, Lena McCrae, they was with me, and they have been coming to the MTA board very frequently with me. My brother Ennis, Champagne Cali, he couldn't make it today. They got him on some morning schedule, but there are people that's there with me, that's coming out, that's popping out, and I'm gonna start encouraging them to start speaking also. Women's March is Women's Month, so we planning something for that. Nuke will be explaining that probably within the next week. But we got to start coming out. We got to start facing these, letting these bosses know that things aren't right here, because there's a major disconnect between what happens on the road with us versus what the MTA board think what happened. And the way that you expose an oppressor, the way that you expose an abuser, is that you expose them on stage. You expose them where they can't run or hide. You expose them where other people are listening, where they possibly have to address the issue. That's how you deal with a corporate bully who have a platform such as the MTA board meetings, where you can express yourself as a citizen and as an employee working for New York City Transit. And stop living in fear. Stop thinking that if you do X, Y, and Z, they're going to target you hand. Stop being afraid. Stop being afraid. So what if they target you for standing up for something right? So what? They know that you're afraid. They know that you don't want to see them. At what point do we say enough is enough? And like I said, when it comes to this platform, it's very important that you guys support the platform. Very important. The Cash App. It keeps things moving over here. It allows me to upgrade things, make things better, get new services, pay for these minutes to stream live on all these different platforms, get better equipment, things of that nature. It's very important that you guys support the people who are supporting you. And we not asking you to blind support us. You could look online, you could Google our work. We out there, we working. We have everything to lose like you guys have. You think that we want to lose our jobs? I mean, at this point, to be honest with you, me personally, I don't care, because I will be losing my job for something right. The MTA isn't the end of the world. And once you get that mentality, you will be unstoppable. Trust me when I tell you. I don't want to lose my job, but if it does, it's not the end of the world. People move out of New York all the time and leave the MTA to go find other stuff to do, sometimes better stuff. The MTA isn't the end all be all, and I get it that we make all this money and you only need a high school diploma. I get it. That's cool. So just because you make a decent amount of money and you got a high school diploma, you allow the company to treat you like trash because it's a possibility that you may not make this money anywhere else? Is that the trade-off for you? Is that how you rationalize it? That's bad. That's not the way to think. That's not thinking from a position of power, a position of strength. We got to change the way we think. Like what Pac said, we got to change the way we think. We got to change the way we eat. We got to change things in our lives if we want to grow. What are you willing to change? What are you willing to sacrifice to make this happen? We can't continue to sit dormant where there's a tax going on our brothers and sisters, and then we talking about we a union, and we call out each other brother and sister and all this other stuff. These is just words to a lot of people. There's really no action, or you just really don't care. Would you really do this if your brother and sister was getting attacked like this? An injury to one is an injury to all. Let's save the prayers. Let's save the condolences. Let's tighten up our boots and let's put feet to pavement and let them know that we ain't fucking around no more. It's that time. Y'all don't feel the vibrations that things are changing? And I'm not even talking about all the way in New York City Transit or the MTA. I'm talking about in this world, period. Y'all don't feel things changing? Y'all don't feel like certain people are getting nervous and others are getting courage and starting to speak out more and point out the injustices. Y'all don't feel it. Y'all don't see what's going on. It's real out here, man. Now, don't get it twisted when I say that, the prayers ain't needed, but there's nothing wrong for you to pray and put on your boots and hit that ground and let's go to war. Let's make it happen. Let's let them hear our voice. Let's let them know that things are changing. See, this is the thing. When the union, when they had the the contract rally, and they had that big blow up beer on the stage, and they say you poke that beer, and you know who that beer is? That beer is me and you. That beer is us. They right. If they keep poking that bear, then you know what's going to happen. But I don't see that right now, because they've been poking the shit out this bear, and we haven't been doing anything. We haven't been doing anything. Like I said, the MTA, they have not took a day off yet from attacking us. Not one day off. Meanwhile, we take, I would say, about 33 months off. The only time the fight begins is when the next contract cycle starts popping up. That's the only time the fight begins again, is when the contract fight popping up. So you got the MTA 24/7, 365 on attack mode. And the union is only on attack mode during the contract cycle every 33 months. That's sad. That is sad. And you want to know why morale is down? You want to know why members don't have no faith in the system or no faith in the union? You want to know why? Because of that. Because of that. Now, we don't have to wait for the union to say it's time to mount up. It's time for us to ride out. No. Our induction dates into the MTA, into this union, was not our birth dates. Growing up, my mother always said, if someone hits you, you hit them back. And if they bigger than you, you pick up something and you knock the hell out of them. Most of us was told that. So why is it changing now that we're adults? Yes, they not physically beating us with sticks and chains and things of that nature, but they whipping our ass mentally. They whipping our ass through psychology. They are doing it. And we sitting here, our brothers and sisters getting attacked, and we only sending prayers and condolences.
Get the fuck out of here!
Woo, man. I mean, I really don't know what to say sometimes. I really, really do not know what to say sometimes. Like, I just don't get it, man. I know I'm cut from a different cloth. I know that. And I got some real people with me. My team is real, thorough. They about that action. They with me. And we got each other back too. Today was a bad day for me. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna go to sleep early tonight. And I'm gonna recharge because I'm tired. I'm gonna recharge. And tomorrow I'm back at it again. Back at it again. I mean, I'm on a different mode right now, to be honest with y'all. Like, I'm on go. I'm on go for real. I'm not playing around anymore with anything. Whatever it is, whatever I want, I'm going to go get it and I'm going to conquer it. Personally, this is my personal thing. Whether no matter what it is moving forward in life. Because the way I rationalize it, think about it. In 50 years, most of us gonna be dead anyway. So what are we afraid of? What are we really afraid of? In 50 years, we probably won't even be here. And you know what they say about transit workers? We last a few years after retirement. So a lot of us ain't gonna be here 20 years from now. So what are you afraid of? Why are you afraid to fight, man? Let's get this going. To all my brothers out there, to all my warriors, the soldiers out there, it's time for us to stand up. We got to lead by example. To be honest, to be very honest with you, the toughest people in my crew is the women. The toughest people in my crew is the women. I got thorough dudes in my crew, but the women been the most consistent. They've been the most vicious. They've been ready to stand up faster than anyone. Where's the men at? We got to start leading by example. We got to start protecting our sisters. All races. We got to start leading by example. It's too much cowardice here. Too much. We got to get it together, and we got to get it together fast, and we got to get it together now. Thanks for tuning into the Progressive Action TV show. Please share out this show, share out the link, and make sure you donate to the platform. I will catch y'all later. Peace.